I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the I'm saying. I said crazy with my mom.
I'd been conversing with a specialist attempting to assist me with saying insane my not a great explanation gracious stand. By perhaps I said on the grounds that you got Tupac K. You said the shots came from the back huge der Orlando. Who shot Tupac, the safe for the cold of the roads? It just came from the secondary lounge Brother Oak. So you all need to bounce on this show genuine fast, since 50 Penny just emerged to exhibitions Diddy for putting a hit on Tupac and fans are beginning to guess that Diddy may be going to prison since 50 Penny supposedly has proof to demonstrate that Diddy is being examined as an individual of premium by the police, and he accepts that Diddy may be going to prison any second. Currently could have been like, yo, did you hire someone to kill yet? No, you do it like a writer, no dove, definitely no. I mean, we wouldn't actually get into rubbish. Like that you understand what I'm talking about since it's none which we never accepted at this point. On the off chance that you all don't have any idea what's going on with these two Diddy and 50 Penny, have had beef for quite a while now. And the vast majority don't recall what prompted the hamburger in any case. Yet what we can be sure of is that these two simply don't get along. And that 50 is continuously tossing shade of Diddy ordinarily. He sticks to attempting to uncover Diddy for being gay, and on the DL, and furthermore for attempting to turn more youthful male rappers. Yet this time, he is making things a stride further in light of the fact that he has moved from uncovering Diddy for homicide directly to uncovering him for purportedly putting a hit out on Tupac, prompting the 1996 homicide of Tupac. And on the off chance that you all haven't been following the most recent occasions encompassing the case, bless your lucky stars, since I will stall the dramatization, as well as why individuals are presently pointing fingers at Diddy and blaming him for being the brains behind the homicide right, when we had all surrendered trust about the homicide of Tupac truly getting settled. The police made a very stunning declaration that they had an individual of premium in guardianship. The homicide had gone strange for around 27 years, and everybody currently sort of expected it was a virus case and could never get tackled, so envision how stunned we were the point at which we figured out that the individual who police accept to have killed Tupac is no other person than Danon Keith D. Davis. This was out and out wild, since it resembled the offender had been stowing away in PL site such a long time, well assuming that we're being specialized. The police have consistently sort of thought that he had something to do with the homicide, and he was addressed in 1996. When the homicide occurred at the time, Key D was a criminal residing in Compton, and he immediately rose through the positions to turn into a shot guest, yet the police were always unable to nail the homicide to him, despite the fact that he conceded that he had been in the front seat of the Cadillac that had been utilized in the drive-by shooting. KD additionally maintained a medication business as an afterthought, and after his business went down the channel, he chose to become well known in the media by straightforwardly discussing Tupac's homicide and the job that he played in the homicide. He uncovered that on the night that the homicide went down, Tupac and his escort had thumped his cousin Orlando Child Path Anderson at the MGM Excellent campaign. This part was valid on the grounds that it was caught by observation cameras in the campaign. As per sources, Child Path had endeavored to deny Travon Path, an individual from Tupac and Shanite's company, of his death row records. Shane, certain individuals even guaranteed that Diddy had wanted to involve the chain in one of his music recordings as a super diss tour Shanite and Tupac. So when Trayvon seen Child Path in the campaign of MGM's stupendous campaign, a battle broke out and Child Path got hopped anyone who backed a Key D. He has done such countless meetings on the Tupac murder. And in one meeting he affirmed that he was without a doubt in the vehicle when Tupac had been shot. And when he was asked who discharged the shot, he would not surrender a name, guaranteeing that he was unable to surrender the name. He did anyway affirm that the shot had come from somebody in the rearward sitting arrangement, you said the shots came from the back enormous Dur Orlando, who shot up the manager the cold of the roads. It just came from the rearward sitting arrangement, brother, yet. There was likewise some discussion about how the squabble with Keith D's cousin was not what prompted the drive for certain individuals, saying that it had to do with a $1 million abundance that Diddy had placed on Tupac's head. Assuming you're asking why in the world Diddy would do that, this is on the grounds that he and Tupac were in a truly negative criticism meet at the time. Well, sort of, you see, Tupac was endorsed to Schneid and Death Row Records, while Diddy possessed Terrible Kid Records and had marked rapper Biggie Smalls. We as a whole have some familiarity with the furious and serious rivalry that went down between Biggie Smalls Tupac, yet Diddy likewise had his own meet happening with Suge Knight in those days. And it was untidy, as per sources in the loop. The explanation he put $1 million on Tupac's head was his recompense for Tupac and his kin-hopping child Path Kid Rap Blairs were crazy in those days and were nothing similar to the negligible shade that Motor Day rappers toss via virtual entertainment today. In those days, they used to pull up and individuals got injured a ton. And I'm happy we've generally moved past that ennui whose certain individuals guaranteed that Diddy didn't truly put $1 million on Tupac's head, since he was attempting to incite some activity expectation as per these people. This was simply a question of a few extremely high attitudes and a chaotic quarrel that went crazy, and Keith D inclined towards this in his meetings, since he attempted to minimize Diddy's inclusion. Yet significantly more individuals didn't buy this, and they accepted Keith D was attempting to make light of Diddy's inclusion, since he knew that assuming that Diddy got busted, he would likewise get busted in monitors, was making an effort not to go to jail. Well, it appears as though he just endured a ton of years dragging out the unavoidable, in light of the fact that he has now been captured and officially accused of Tupac's homicide. He was captured a long time prior in Las Vegas, when he was on a stroll close to his home hours after his capture specialists reported that a Nevada terrific jury had given a prosecution against Keith for one count of homicide, including a lethal weapon. Yet that is not all, in light of the fact that the jury likewise added a condemning improvement connected to Pac action to the homicide accusation. So on the off chance that Keith is found blameworthy, this improvement might actually add an additional 20 years to his sentence. To make sure we're clear on the grounds that Keith was captured doesn't imply that he's being blamed for being the killer, yet as per the regulations in Nevada, an individual is permitted to be charged for a wrongdoing in the event that it tends to be demonstrated that they were engaged with a wrongdoing, regardless of whether they carry out the demonstration. So for this situation, Keith is being charged for Tupac's homicide, despite the fact that he wasn't the person who really pulled the trigger. It's wild that he might have, in a real sense, pulled off murder in the event that he had recently kept his mouth shut and hadn't gone flapping his gums each time somebody put a camera right in front of him, as per Las Vegas manslaughter Lieutenant Jason Johansson. Dwan Davis was the shot guest for this gathering of people that serious this wrongdoing, and he organized the arrangement that was completed. Yet this story gets more fascinating in light of the fact that might Keith D at any point quit discussing Tupac, yet it just so happens he is low-key about him in his passing, as per Yippee News. The hunt at Davis' home brought about the capture of hard drives, tablets, workstations, and records connected with TV programs, narratives, YouTube episodes, book compositions, and films concerning the homicide of Tupac Shakur. Among the things seized were a duplicate of Energy magazine, highlighting the late rapper, in a book named Compton Road Legend, co-created by Davis. Different sources proceeded to uncover that the police began looking close at Keith after he showed up in the Netflix narrative series Perplexing, that as well as distributed a book named Compton Road Legend, where he had indicated that he was inside the vehicle with the shooter who killed Tupac. Like I said, he might have, in a real sense, pulled off murder in light of the fact that the police had investigated him and had cleared him when this went down, yet like they say cloud is a medication, and that in the end caused him problems. And on the off chance that you're thinking about what this all